Okay, guys, what's a good name for an inn or a pub?
The Queen's Foot.
Sure, Queen's Foot. Why not?
It's not the highest class bar, but
Legend has it was created by a guy with a foot fetish. And to this day, if you go in there are pictures all over the walls of women's feet. For reasons.
Well met, adventurer. Sit, eat, take your fill, but make sure you listen to my stories from the Crypts of Skragg. Today's episode is VivaLaRevoluotion, Part 3.
Once again, you gentlemen enter my magical realm. Right. Previously, on the Tales of Keevesville, you gentlemen were hired by Elder Stag, an incredibly rich entrepreneur, who became rich by completely flattening a famous elven forest. His son had gone missing. He was a very quiet and recluse boy. Now, he went to a private rich school. You went there and investigated. He took out 3 books. One book was like a history of revolutions, but he had doodled jokes all over it. Okay?
what we think are jokes.
You think are possibly jokes all over it. You found inside his room a cloth with a sticky white substance, which you didn't pick up for some reason, and a red ball with a slit in it.
Why do you keep mentioning that? Now I'm beginning to think it's important.
It's just. I'm just thinking you should pick up everything, right, that could be of any relevance, including a cum rag. It's important you get the evidence. You can sniff it and go, now what does that tell me? Let's see.
That's beyond my magic level 2.
You think you saw his image inside the house in the painting. You searched the shed and you looked at his inventions. One of which was an extending ladder. One of which was a buzzsaw of some form. You went to explore the city. You got caught up in the middle of a workers' riot, which is becoming more and more common near the docks. And while you were there, you saw him in the crowd. He ran into the sewers. You spent so long changing to your costumes. When you got down there, it was too late. He had run off, but there was some monsters in there to fight, and one of them did stab you. And that is where we left it. So you're currently outside in the street, holding your guts in your hands, still very low HP, and the riots seem to be dissipating a little bit on the outside. The gold pauldrons seem to be rounding people up and beating the shit out of them. And the rioters are starting to disperse and run away into different side alleys.
Alright, so I assume we're back to our normal clothes.
That's up to you. You may still be in the same costumes you were in.
Yeah, I would like to surreptitiously get back to my normal clothes. I don't want to be mistaken for a rioter by the police.
Yeah, I'll be turning off my disguise self spell.
But do you remember exactly how much HP that our dear Joe had?
No.
It was about 3.
Yeah, I think 3 is the accurate number. If I load up the map again, let's say.
Yeah, I started with. Yeah, that's right. I started with 10. He did 7 damage.
Yeah, you're free. You're free. Corpus is 11. Okay, so if you look at the map, you are at the Crow's Eye Docks. Just to give you a sense of scale. What would you gentlemen like to do next?
I need to go somewhere and heal, really.
Yeah. My friend, might I suggest we find a place to rest and come up with a new plan?
I like the way you're talking.
And maybe buy a couple of torches.
You think torches and my measly amount of health, even at full strength, is going to be enough to conquer this dungeon?
Right.
Well, we could always try to confirm whether or not the boy is involved with the revolutionaries. And if he is, maybe we could find the location that the boy was heading to within the what were they? Sewers, right?
I'm in the mood for a talking strategy.
There's blood everywhere. I feel like talking. Yeah. Right, there's gonna be like healers, I suppose. Yeah, like apothecaries and stuff. You wander into an apothecary and a doctor looks at you and is like, "Oh, jeez." How much would that cost? Chris,
Yeah, if I can spend a reasonable amount, and
You could spend money on healing, I guess, if you wanted to make that a thing, or you take an hour rest and you spend hit dice.
Ah, okay.
Or you take a 24 hour, a long rest for 8 hours. Basically go sleep for the night, come back, and you're at full health.
if I remember right, even a short rest is pretty good.
Short
Something
rest?
like 3 plus a dice roll, isn't it?
So you'll have, at level 2, you'll have 2 hit dice that you can spend to regain hit points.
Yeah, so let's just do that. We need to find this boy Toot Sweet.
Okay, so there's plenty of places to rest in a city like this. You just pop into an inn, and I'm going to take 1 gold coin from your possession to just pay for, like, just to sit down and just, like, close your eyes and all your magic, all your wounds heal.
Alright. It's pretty simple the way this works then, Joe. You have your hit dice as a d6. You can roll up to 2 hit dice, and you regain the number of hit points that you roll, plus your constitution modifier.
Okay, just a sec. My constitution is... Oh, my first name's Ryan. I forgot that. My constitution modifier is... Oh, +1. It depends. Is it then... So under saving throws, I've got nothing. But on the left, under the big numbers, it's got a constitution 12 +1.
Yeah, it should actually say +1 in the saving throws as well.
Oh, good. I'll write that in now.
Yeah.
And I'll make... so that's 2d6 +1.
2d6 plus 2. It's you add the modifier for both dice rolls.
Great. Yeah, so that did the trick. I'm at full health. Which is not saying much, but I am.
Not saying much, yes, but it's fine. Okay, right. So you fall asleep. This is D&D, and you wake up and like there's blood all over the sheets, but your sort of body is fine. It's like that scene in Indiana Jones where he puts the healing water on him, and it all just goes.
Yes.
Right. So yeah, you're feeling a lot better now. It's later in the day. It's coming towards night time, and you have to think, what is it you're going to do next, boys?
Well, I do not like our chances if we simply head back into the sewers, and there's just going to be those creatures everywhere. Maybe we could find an inn with the revolutionaries.
Let's do that. If nothing else, they might be able to give us the fastest path through the sewers. And with better luck, we could find the boy directly.
Oh, that's absolutely fine. You know this, Chris. Corbridge, this is the man of the city, and you've seen where people are. The 2 big hotbeds of revolution, because of the bits where people get the most poorly treated, are at the docks with the dock workers and at the mills. Now, if you go, the hotbed of revolutionaries would be the inns and pubs near there, right? So there is like a pub near the docks called the Dead Man's Chest, right? Which is Dead Man's Chest, which is for sailors, navy guys, and there's a pub near the mill called okay, guys, what's a good name for an inn? For a pub?
The Queen's Foot.
Sure, Queen's Foot. Why not? There's
It's not going to. It's not the highest class bar, but
it was legend has it was created by a guy with a foot fetish who had many images of what he said were the feet of the Queen, but not there was no Queen. This was a nearby land, and to this day, if you go in there are pictures all over the walls of women's feet for reasons. So, which one would you like to go to?
Yeah, we're still kind of close to the docks, then I would presume, right?
Yeah. You are absolutely. If you like, I could load the map up into Albert Rodeo so you can have a clear look of where you are at all times.
It's okay.
Yeah, that would be great.
Cool. Just go to Albert Rodeo and put the code in that I posted underneath the Cool Guy video.
Yeah, when you said something about cool guy, I just sort of felt I needed to mention that. Just post that in there.
Cool.
Well, our first opportunity. I could suggest we read to the dead man's chest. It's just down the road a ways. If you're feeling up to
Yep.
it.
That sounds better than the sewers. Lead the way.
Right.
I know
you guys,
nothing of these parts.
you guys loaded up the map?
I have the map open, yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Let me just equal to or less than half your wizard level. Okay. I'm going to use an ability called Arcane Recovery during our short rest.
Yep.
Basically I can recover. Hang on, I get the wording again. Sorry. You regain some of your spell power essentially, which is once per day. You finish a short rest. You can choose expended spell slots to recover. The spell slots can have a combined level that is equal to or less than half your level, wizard level rounded up. So essentially I can get one first level spell slot back, which is what I used earlier.
That's fine. I should point out, as you were sitting there in the inn discussing this with with Duke Driscoll, you realised that your brain started to sense the sword next to you still in its scabbard, and you realised that you could activate it at any point. So at any point you wish to activate the sword and see what it does, you may.
I had forgotten about that. Thank you for reminding me. Special sword. I am looking forward to that.
Right. So that's still in your scabbard, ready to roll. And you've done your arcane recovery?
Yes.
Okay, cool. You head to the dead. As you approach the dead man's chest, you see more and more people wearing Revolutionary Guard, which is anything that's red and black. It's made from basic dyes from the mill, where they've stolen dye and then put it in there. And it's in their hats, it's on their armbands, it's capes. There's people discussing amongst themselves. This is a very working class bar, and you start getting very dirty looks, Duke. Real dirty looks.
Before we enter, actually, sorry, I'll cast Disguise Self once again, so that they can't detect. I don't want them to know my face, but I want to have that armband on.
Oh yeah, absolutely, that's fine. That's
so
fine.
some random nondescript elf character with the armband.
Yeah, that's fine. Duke still looks dukely.
Yeah.
Right.
I need to get my manservant to buy some new clothes. Next time I have the chance.
Right, so as you walk into the bar, you just see there's that's cool. There's a maintenance guy literally outside my window working on a light post. Okay. Is people everywhere. It's a very busy bar. There's workers, there's cheering, there's people singing revolutionary songs. You know. Go ahead and talk to someone if you want.
I was thinking, what I'll do. I'll take us over to the bar. Yep. Order us both drinks, just whatever cheap shit they've got on tap, and find a place to sit. And I will myself. I will just kind of sit and wait and listen to what's going on. Kind of waiting to see if maybe someone rocks up and they start having some big speech, or just gonna listen and see if I can find any important people.
Joe, will you be doing the same?
Yeah, I'm gonna walk around scanning the room to see if I can find people who are not looking at me in a surly manner. I'm looking to talk to someone, right, about this kid. So I'm gonna exclude people who are looking at me in a surly manner. I'm gonna exclude people who have their head down on the board drunk. I'm gonna exclude people who are deep in other conversations. And if there's anyone who looks kind of bored and also I manage to make eye contact with, then I'll talk to them.
Hey, give me a persuasion roll, or whatever stat is this. Was it charisma? Would that be
What do you to find someone to speak to?
But no, to just have someone look at him and not fucking hate his guts. I would put that down.
Yeah, I guess we could say to strike up a successful conversation with somebody at random.
Yes, that'd be a charisma roll.
Okay, my charisma is 8 minus 1, if that makes a difference.
Yeah, that'd be -1. Go ahead, just go ahead and roll it.
What does that mean? What do I need to roll?
That means you roll a d20, right, and we take away 1 from wherever your roll is.
Yeah, that's not good. And I need to get above.
I'm gonna just give you an appropriate response depending however high the number is. Oh, that's surprisingly good. Okay, yeah, you see like the elderly guy who's quite drunk and he's smiling. He looks over and he goes, "What's a fancy lad like you doing here?"
Hello, sir. Wondering if you might be able to help me. Actually, I'm looking for somebody. Do you know people around here?
I know pretty much everyone, I do. And as he says that, before we go any further, we'll just point out that Chris is doing his Strider thing in the corner, just watching everyone. And
I'm not being
point,
like sussy Strider, by the way. Like I'm not like dark and brooding. Like I'm quite open and like sitting there and being comfortable, not in a dark corner.
While you do that, you see like a guy walk into the room, and he's a very skinny, pale young boy, and he gets up on a barrel. There's a barrel there, and he gets up on it, and he goes, "I have a new message from Pickaxe Pete," and as the old drunk man just goes like, "Oh God, it's not one of his insufferable speeches." Basically, while Joe is trying to have a conversation with this old man, in the background there's like this little scrawny like 16-year-old boy saying like, "Pickaxe Pete says that the continued oppression of the working class can no longer be allowed, and we shall come together to start a new revolution that will be a dawn of a new age." And that's just all happening in the background.
How old does this kid look?
He's 16. He's very scrawny, but he has the crowd's attention.
I need to talk to this guy. I've forgotten. Did we see a picture of the kid we're looking for? We know what he looks like.
Oh, he looks completely different. This kid's a human. The kid you're looking for is an elf.
Oh, that is different.
Yeah. The kid you're looking for, he's like perfect, unblemished skin. While this kid is like covered in.
I'm very, very interested in talking to someone of the same age who supports the revolution. So I'm going to ditch this old guy and make a beeline for the speaker.
My question.
Once again. Yep.
Sorry, just double check. He just entered and started speaking?
He entered and got on a barrel and started speaking, but everyone is used to this. Like everyone, some people look enamored, other people look like, "Oh God, here he fucking goes again."
Alright. If I see that, Dristor is making his way over to the boy to speak to him, what I will do is I will step out of the pub and basically just like pretend to be drunk. I'm about to like piss on just over the side somewhere like people do. What I'm actually doing is I want to see if I can spot anyone or loitering around, anyone who say might have directed the boy into the pub.
No, you don't. You look outside, it's just people just minding their own business or getting drunk or, you know.
It's a good idea.
Right, so this boy is in the middle of a speech. He's like, "And the working class will know equality through the blood of the rich." And so you're gonna walk up to him in your big fancy suit and start talking to him.
Here's my pitch. I'm used to talking to people who want power. That's how the higher wizards roll. So although I don't have any connection to this working class protest movement, I feel like I can maybe butter him up a little bit, maybe play to the idea that I agree with his aims. I have some experience doing that, despite my not so great charisma. I'm hoping I'll be able to make a connection.
Okay, cool. Once again, give me a charisma roll.
I was hoping you wouldn't say that. Roll 1d20 minus... I'm using a Japanese keyboard, so like the minus key and any other key I don't press very much is sometimes a bit difficult to find.
Yeah, it goes about as well as you expect. And the abolition of private property cannot be... And he stops, and like there's complete silence, and you realise that almost everyone in this inn is like looking at you. And the kid stares at you and he goes, "Yes?
Young sir!
Yeah, yes?
Where are we to meet for this revolution?"
All members of the working class will know the time when the time is given to them. Pickaxe Pete will lead the way.
I have to say, I've never met this Pickaxe Pete, but I have felt a similar call within myself. I wish to be a part of your movement.
But you're... And he looks at your clothes. You're rich!
Does it matter what clothes one wears?
Well, in the revolution...
We're not all together as brothers and sisters against the oppressors?
He looks at you very confused. I suppose so. Yeah! Forward with the revolution! And there's like a very awkward sort of like, yeah...
May I buy you a drink, sir?
I'm not old enough to drink.
Ah, that's interesting. May I say this is a strange place for you to hold your vitally important speech? What do you do in this business? Ginger ale?
Work behind the bar normally, but I feel the fire of revolution.
I like this character.
Give him a name. I haven't given him a name yet. What's his name?
Gorvus.
Gorvus the revolutionary.
Gorvus the revolutionary. He has red, white, and blue underpants.
Quite the opposite. He would have red underpants. With a hammer and a sickle on them. He's... Actually, I suppose with the French Revolution, which is what I'm mostly basing this on, it would be red, white, and blue. But anyway, moving along.
Regardless. He's passionate about what he does, even though he doesn't have the money to show for it yet. Okay, well, fine. Then in that case, I'll just hang around for a bit until I can talk to him quietly, because I think with the glare of the crowd, he's not gonna give me much information, but maybe I can talk to him one-on-one later. So I'll just, I guess, go back to the old guy and sort of poodle around.
The old guy's like, insufferable, isn't he?
Well, I haven't had a chance to talk to him. Maybe he's got some wisdom that I haven't yet got to.
We're buying drinks. Perhaps I could have one of those?
How much are drinks at this place? Don't say a gold piece.
It's a gold piece because we're not using silver and copper right now because Chris says it's too confusing.
You know what, sir? Perhaps another time. Right now, I'm not drinking.
Rich arsehole.
I'm happy to that. I mean, no, but you know what? So, you know what? If you could help me find this man, then perhaps I would be able to buy you a drink. His name is whatever his name is.
Stag. It was it Lucian Elderstag was what we came up with?
Definitely Elderstag. That's enough.
Yes. It's held Defraud Elderstag. Yeah.
Defraud Elderstag.
And he goes, that sounds like an elf. Don't get too
It is an
many of
elf.
them here. Wait a minute.
Which is why you might have noticed it if you'd come across him. Do you
What's he
recall
look
any? He's young, 16 years old, pointy ears.
Now you mention it. Was he dressed all fancy like you?
I think he probably would have been more like me than the others. Yes.
Yeah, I think I've seen him. Yeah, he was hanging around with Lucy. He just wanted to hit on that. He did.
Lucy. Elise.
Yeah.
Fine, I will buy this guy a drink now. You've earned this, sir.
Everyone
I'll
fucking loves Lucy. Lucy.
Does Lucy work here?
Yes, she does. Lucy is not one of the barmaids, but she's not on tonight. She's he does a finger quote, revolutionary guard leader, but she has big, and he like gestures big titties. And he goes,
I understand. I'll look out for those.
she's converted many young boys to the cause, if you know what I mean. And he gives you like an elbow. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Indeed, sir. Thank you for your refined conversation and useful information.
Why this happens? What is Corvus doing, Chris?
Well, no one's been spotted outside, so I'll make my way back in. Is there like a... Well, I guess the pretty much this whole like pub is just full of labourers, right?
Yeah, it's all just for mill workers and dock workers.
Alright. Then, who in here has the band on with the colours?
Everyone. Like fucking
Everyone?
everyone. Yes, pretty much everyone.
Did the boy have it as well?
Of course he did. He was basically wearing a flag.
Then I'm gonna pick a table, that looks like they're just having fun, right? I'll sit down with a beer, and I change up my accent because disguise self and all that. So, Pickaxe Pete's at it again.
Oh yeah, he's gonna show her those fucking toffs. Eat the rich, that's what I say.
Eat the rich, that's right. What do you reckon of that toss of scaring the boy? Think he means what he says? And I nod my head towards Driscoll.
I don't fucking know, but we can't touch him. We touch a noble, this whole place will be crawling with gold pauldrons.
Yeah?
That's a good sentiment. And am I within earshot? Probably not.
Probably not, no. No, you're not. You're on the other side of the bar. And it's a busy bar, there's people walking everywhere. You're not going to hear everyone. So no.
No.
I'll say to...
Okay, good. Then I don't have to start a fight. I don't have to defend myself.
What do you think Pickaxe Pete'd say to that, huh? I reckon he'd take him out.
Pickaxe Pete has been saying for the longest time that we must have solidarity with all the classes. Personally, I say fuck the rich. We'll string them all up when it's time. You'll see. Yeah, that's just the general sentiment. The general sentiment is we can't touch him now, he's rich, but fuck that guy. It's just the general gist. And you don't...
I didn't take the bait. What the fuck is Corvus doing?
Well, it's just generally trying to figure out what's going on, I think.
I'm actually trying to get them to... I was hoping by bringing up Pickaxe Pete, going after him, that it'd be the case that Pickaxe Pete would want to, and then see if I can get his location. But I'm also learning that Pickaxe Pete isn't quite the violent revolutionary. Interesting.
No. Right. There's a... If you want, okay, I'll cut back to Joe for a second. And suddenly the old man goes, "Alright, look who it is, it's our Lucy!" And a barmaid comes from from upstairs, and like she's got the big titties. She's like, have you ever seen like the revolutionary artwork of like the women with their tits out? Right, it's kind of picture that.
Okay.
Right, and
this is a sight for sore eyes.
Yeah, she starts tending bar, she's. She's big titty lady is tending bar.
And is Corvus also tending bar, or is he still talking about the revolution in the corner?
Corvus is also tending bar. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they're both tending bar. It's very busy. There's people everywhere. It's back and forth, back and forth.
Yeah. Right. Well, I'll go straight up to her and get in line for a drink. Now I'm drinking.
Don't get fancy, gentlemen like you here. She says, leaning over, showing off her massive tits.
Takes all sorts to make the world. And I know I might not be a traditional-looking revolutionary, but revolutionary I am, I assure you.
Can I help you today, my fine gentleman? As she pours you a beer.
Well, I'm actually here after an acquaintance of mine. That's what got me started down this path. His name is
It's all written
Staff.
It's written
Real Elderstag. Thank you.
I called it Deathril, but I'm dyslexic, so it's entirely possible I misspelled that.
Oh, it could be Deathril.
Yeah,
I've got it written as I've got it written down as Deathril.
Yes, Deathril. Okay, fine. Deathril's a fine name. She looks
written phonetically, Chris.
Sorry.
Are you making notes not only by copying and pasting, but also phonetically?
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Right. So, but do keep in mind, all my spellings are going to be wrong all the time. So just so you see. Anyway, she looks at him. She goes, "Oh, I know that boy. Oh, he was an eager young lad. I've not seen him since 2 days ago. I lost him. It's not usual for me. I don't usually lose young boys."
You know, well, we'd love to catch up. Actually, I'm a bit worried about him. I know he was with you at the protests. Do you remember anything about him? Where he was living? What he was doing?
Last time I saw him was when we went on our little sweetheart date. We went to the circus. We were walking around the circus, and I turned around and he was gone. Damnedest thing. Like I said, young boys don't usually leave me.
I'm not surprised. We have some assets.
Oh, you! And she slaps you basically in a happy look. Oh, you!
Yeah, she doesn't know where he is.
Last time she saw him was at the circus when they were on a date. She turned around and he was gone.
I'm
Yeah, and
looking at the map now. I'm trying to figure out if there's a circus that we know about. Is it a permanent circus?
I have a way in which I would like to help out in this situation now, if that's okay.
Yep, absolutely you can.
So I'll finish up my conversation with these guys at the table, and I drop down 5 gold pieces and I say, "Next round's on me, lads." And I get up. And then I will move just sort of to the corner somewhere. Still people around, not trying to be like super dark and creepy, but just private enough so that I can send a message to Dristal.
Yep.
Which I will simply say, hang on.
Had to be a certain number of letters, right?
Sorry, I'm back. Say that again, sorry?
These magical text messages, they have to be a certain number of letters, correct?
That would be sending.
Uh-huh.
Sending has, I think, 25 words. This is message, which is supposed to be simple. I don't think it has much. I can quickly look it up if you like. I have the book.
Yeah.
But I'm simply just going to try and tell him to ask about Pickaxe Pete. Essentially the message is ask about Pickaxe Pete. He's, what's the word for, sort of sentimental. Try to express the fact that he's interested in uniting the classes.
So you want Distral to talk to the lady, Lucy, about Pickaxe Pete?
Well, that's the message I'm sending him. What he does is entirely up to him, but just trying to give him info.
Yeah.
Hey, Lucy, have you heard of Pickaxe Pete?
Of course I've heard of Pickaxe Pete. He's revolutionary from the Northern Mines. Came down here talking all about his idea of equality.
The Northern Mines, you say?
Yeah, dwarf, little fella. Big talker though. No one knows where he is, and not many people know what he looks like, but people say he has a big beard.
And yet, he's influential. Everybody knows of him.
Yeah. They say you'd know him when you see him.
Sounds like someone who might be able to help us. Where could I find him? Pickaxe Pete.
Oh, she laughs and she goes, "You're not an agent of the 12, are you? You're the worst agent I've ever seen. Just coming here wearing a suit and asking where Pickaxe Pete is. Wouldn't they like to know? No one knows where Pickaxe Pete is."
Well, don't worry. If I find him, I certainly won't be turning him over to any agents. And I'll tip her an extra gold piece. And go meet up again with Corvus.
Yeah, if seeing him finish his conversation, I'll step outside. Let him see that I'm stepping outside as well.
Okay, cool. You're now outside the busy bar where people are walking back and forth.
I like to imagine we keep walking.
Yep. If you want, yeah.
Corvus, do you know anything about circuses? I gotta say, it's been a while since I took myself to one of these attractions.
To be honest, no. I've not really experienced one of these circuses. I'm curious, what did the bountiful lady have to say about Pickaxe Pete?
He was bountiful, eh? Well, he just said that he's at once, he's an enigmatic guy, charismatic, at once managing to run the whole revolution, and yet difficult to find.
Indeed. Well, according to the folks that I managed to speak to, apparently he intends to unite the classes of the city.
I wonder if this uniting is gonna be accepted by the wizards.
Oh, most certainly not.
I don't think my neighbours would be. Yeah, my neighbours would not be keen on losing any power.
Yes, and frankly I do not think the working class are very interested in the uniting of these classes either. Although I have a bit of a plan, if you'll
Got
be
his
willing
work
to
cut
listen.
out for him. I'm interested. Does it involve going back to that sewer? Because that would be not my preference.
I should hope not. No. I was wondering if maybe you'd be willing to play the role of the sympathetic noble. If Pickaxe
And
Pete is so
how would that
interested
help
in...
us?
Well, Pickaxe Pete says that he is interested in uniting the classes. I should like to think that he would be very interested in a noble willing to join his cause. Could be dangerous though.
Indeed.
But if we could convince him that
Well,
you
I'm
are
happy.
sympathetic...
I'm happy to make those overtures. If we can find him, that might work.
Well, word has a way of traveling down in these parts, if you understand what I mean. I think, though, we have to find something to offer to make you legitimate.
You mean, I've got to spend some time on the barricades? I must say, it seems a bit unbecoming.
No, and maybe a donation. Maybe you promise weapons, something like that. Thoughts?
If it's within my means, then, yeah, I mean, it depends on how much. A certain amount of weapons or gold will be more than compensated for by our rewards for this mission. But if we go too far, I'll be out of pocket.
This is true, but maybe your friend would be willing to part with his gold or do a favor to save his son.
Now, there's an idea. I bet he does have access to these things. He knows a lot of machinists. They might be able to make the weapons directly, further decreasing the cost.
It's probably best that we don't reveal our plan to your friend either. Need to know. He may disapprove.
Right. Okay. Now, so what is your plan of attack? Because you want to give money. Oh, but I've put down how much gold I think you spent at the inn. I believe Chris, you spent 3 and Joe, you spent 1. Is that correct?
I gave
I've
those
taken
guys...
about 3 off my character. Yeah, he gave at least 5.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I gave them 5, and I bought a string when we first came in as well. So maybe 6 or 7 gold?
Yeah, that's fine. I'm just trying to keep track of how much gold you guys don't have. So just so at the end of the game, you can just go minus. If you're doing it, then that's fine.
Yeah, I'm doing it.
Cool. Okay, then ignore that. I'll just delete these, and then you guys can... Okay, so you want to support the revolution to get in their good books. You can find out where Eldstag is, I'm assuming. Is that correct?
It's essentially my idea, yeah.
That's Chris's idea. While Joe, your plan is what? Search out the circus?
I was planning to say search out the circus. I haven't yet pressed Corvus with that, but that was what I was thinking. And the idea of getting money from my friend, I think, is also a way that we might do it. That could work.
Okay, so where are you guys heading?
Well, since Corvus has suggested the idea, why don't we do that first? Let's go to the Elderstad.
Elderstag. Right, so if you're going to the Elderstag estate, okay, that's fine. It takes you a little while, but you travel, and it's coming towards the end of the day now, and you travel towards the Elderstag estate.
For the sake of making sure I'm not dead on the spot, disguise is gone again. Unless I get the shit kicked out of me just for walking into the wrong area.
It's entirely possible, yeah. Like, what basically happens is you walk close to the high quarter and all the guards, like, unsheath their swords. You're like, oh, right, yeah, shit. Like, shit. Right, so you, it's coming towards night time and you approach the Elderstag estate, right? A butler sees you arrive and it's like, oh, I shall inform my lord immediately. And he runs off, and eventually, like, the High Lord of Elderstag approaches, right? Is it Hargon Elderstag? Was that what I went up with?
I've got the note.
It was on your notes. What's the name of the father?
Haldorn.
Haldorn Elderstag. It looks you. He's wearing a nightgown, like he's clearly about to go to bed, and he's like, "How can I help you, gentlemen? Have you found any information? Do you know where my son is?"
I'm just thinking now, I know we've just turned up, but We really ought to talk to the revolutionaries first and find out what they need, because I can't just ask them to write a blank check.
Well, my thought
Seriously, what
is,
you're doing.
if we try to get their attention and have nothing to offer in the first place, they're more likely to turn around and be like, "No, you're up to something." So this is like a goodwill offering, essentially. Look at me, I'm genuine. I bring these gifts.
Yeah, I follow the logic of that. So maybe we just need to ask enough for the initial gift. Elder Stag. We would like some money. We want to sway some revolutionaries.
I beg your pardon? And he's like, okay, first of all, are you telling me my only child is as I feared with those revolutionary scum?
We have several people who think so. Yeah, that's the last place we've confirmed him to be.
Or, at the very least, and probably more likely, they simply know of him, and he is not a member of the revolutionaries.
He was already pale, he was an elf, but he goes paler, and he looks furious. He grabs the wine glass that the butler was standing next to him holding, and he throws it against the ground, and he likes, "That little shit! That little traitorous bastard! I send them to university, and those bastard professors teach him all about this socialist rabble. He's dead to me! I'm not giving any money to those rabble. If you give them money, they'll spend it on guns and munitions and weapons, and then it'll be the end of everything. Absolutely not. I forbid it."
So you do not want your son?
Not if he's one of them. No. I'm suggesting that you go find him. If you do find him and bring him back to me, I will pay you. But I will not give money to revolutionaries.
Have a good night.
I knew it. I knew I couldn't trust him. And he was just like yelling and screaming as he storms back into the mansion. Find that boy, bring him to me, and I shall tan his hide. And yeah, that's what happens. He's furious.
Plan B then. What do we know about the circus?
Absolutely nothing.
I mean, the circus has to advertise, right? We haven't seen any posters around town.
Hang on, actually.
Maybe we need to go to like a tourist office or something, or look in the newspaper for advertisements.
Actually, no, I do remember something. I think that I saw something about them being in the fourth quarter.
Ah.
I looked up my notes and I had a note about the Circus of the Braising Robin.
Good memory, Corvus.
Right. So if I divert your attention back to the Owlbear Rodeo, your current locations. Ooh, still in pen mode, but it's to the elder. You're at the Elder Stag estate, which is here. Cool. There we go. Right. This is the map. It is now night time if you guys want to rest, or you can head directly to the circus if you wanted to.
Actually, just as we're on our way away from this guy's estate, I just I turn to Driscoll and I say, Driscoll, you are quite an honest man.
To be honest, I thought he would care more about his son than he did. I should have listened to you.
No, that is okay. I mean, it could have gone better, but I respect it. It is not common amongst nobles. It is not common amongst my people either.
Oh, I feel really good that Corvus has given me that compliment.
I just want to point out, you basically asked a rich guy if he wanted to support a communist revolution. How did you think it would go? Excuse me, Mr. Gates, would you like to join our communist revolution?
I mean, you're assuming that he sees them as a genuine threat, but I wouldn't know that he did. He might just see them as a harmless bunch of idiots, and a price worth paying to get his son back. That's what my character was assuming.
Yes, it is now night time. Night has fallen. Do as you wish, General.
Right, well...
well, I mean, presumably the circus closes, so how about we meet back tomorrow morning?
Of course. Where would you like to meet?
If the old guy doesn't care about his son, it doesn't seem like we should work through the night. Let's meet at the circus entrance. Where is the circus?
If I could divert your attention to the map, if you look in the merchant's quarter.
Oh, that is a tent. A circus tent. Great. So it looks like is there a fountain near there or a blue building?
In the centre, there's that blue thing is a big fountain, and in this park and it's got a little pond. See that? There's a little circus tent set up. I had so much fun putting this together.
I like the style with which you've done it.
Oh, all these are pre-made assets that I just got, but you could then like place them all on the map, and then yeah, it was just really fun. Just go like, and here's a little, and this is where the people live, you know.
Looks good. All right, Corvus. How about we meet at that mountain? I mean, the fountain.
Ah, yes, I think I know the one. Of course. Good night, Driscoll.
Good night.
I have something I intend to do before I go back to my residence, Stephen.
Okay, what's your plan?
Smithies.
Yes,
They work through the night. Teams of people,
they
right?
do.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of people who work all night long in this sort of town.
Yeah. Where's the biggest smithy?
Oh, it'll be in the merchant's quarter. It'll be quite expensive. There's poor smithies and expensive smithies, but they're both open at all hours. What do you want to do?
So, my goal, I simply want to go down to the smithy and see if I can find out if any particular noble has put in a big order for weapons, or if anyone really has ordered a large quantity of something.
Yeah, but they're not going to tell you.
Really?
Like,
Disgruntled revolutionaries? And I might be able to convince them. That's what the persuasion check's there for.
Okay, cool. Have you rolled it yet? Or are you going to roll it?
Well, that's up to you whether I can do it or not. So,
Okay. Yeah, so there is smithies that work all night, and you may even know some of them. First of all, give me just a one. I tell you what, no other stats, just a 1d20 roll to say, do you know a revolution? Do you know a smithy? Right. Like personally.
alright.
And there's a particular stat you want to apply to that, but I can't think of one that would work like that. There's no such thing as a. Is there luck? There's luck in D&D, isn't there?
Not really. No.
No, not really. Okay, cool. Go on.
I will say that otherwise I'm just aiming for the largest smithy, the one that'll have the most work.
That's not high enough. I don't say you don't personally know one. But
Yeah.
there is totally a smithy. So he's looking up and he's like, what can I help you with?
Actually, I have a plan for this as well. Yes, I was wondering if you could put in an order for me. Are you busy?
Not particularly. Not to be, I mean, whatever you want, I can probably get it done for you in the night.
Indeed. Are there other people here? Like, is this a large smithy?
The thing is, there's so many smithies. If you wanted to like just choose one who wasn't working, that was surrounded by people. Because the way I'm picturing, right, is you have these massive sort of like smithy unions, and they're like multiple different like smithies in their own little shops, and you just go there and you just pick one. You just start talking to one. So you just pick one, but there's no one in there.
All right.
Okay, so it's just like hammering away at a sword. It's like taking a sword, put it in water.
Well, and if that's how we're picturing it, I'll pick the one where there's clearly some kind of like revolutionary band of some kind, something to indicate that they're not entirely happy.
Yeah, sure. There's you walk into one, like you're looking around, you notice that one of them has a poster on his wall, printed out with like a really early version of like a printer, and it's a red poster, and it has a picture of a dwarf with a pickaxe, but he's basically doing like the Lenin hand forward thing. Have you ever seen like the Lenin revolutionary posters? Revolution poster. Yeah, this. There's like a dwarf, but doing this, but it's done with like a very early. This print screen. Post it to Discord. There you go. It's done with a very early medieval printing press. Just loading it now. So if you could just imagine this being a dwarf and done with a very primitive printing press, that sort of thing. Right?
Yeah.
Smithy himself is a dwarf, and he looks up and goes, "So how can I help you?"
That is an interesting piece of art you've got, my friend.
Is that going to be a problem?
Not at all. In fact, I am specifically looking for, well, a man like you. Would you like to help me?
Ends.
Well, I have the let's just say there's someone I want to make my friend. Yes. And I would like to make him my friend by hurting the nobles where it hurts. Any chance you happen to know of, let's say, a noble putting in some order for a weapon, something that could be stolen?
He stops for a second, and then he closes the door behind him, and he's like, maybe. Maybe.
I have the means, and your name need not be attached to anything.
Gold pauldrons. They're getting a new delivery of muskets coming in a month from now. It's not local. The muskets aren't being made here. They're being made from the Dwarven Mountains. I know this much because my cousin's working on them. They're coming in, being delivered by foot, and they're probably going to be stored in a warehouse. That's as much as I can tell you. I don't know which warehouse, but I know it's going to be about a month from now. That is all I know. Anything more than that is out of my... I have not a clue.
No, I thank you for your assistance. And I'll pull out, I'll pull out 5 gold pieces, quite a decent amount of currency.
He goes, don't, comrade. There's, what I tell you, I tell for free, to help the people. Forward with the revolution, comrade.
Say that again?
Forward with the revolution, comrade.
Indeed, forward with the revolution, comrade.
Yeah, so he doesn't make any money, because Anyway.
Alright, so it's a shipment coming by foot from dwarves in the north, and his cousin is working on them.
That's how he knows about it. All he knows is it's going to be coming by cart, and it's probably going to be stored in a warehouse overnight, but that's about all he knows. It'll be a month from now.
Alright. Then, I'm not going to go deep into the night, because I do need to get like the full long rest. However, if maybe I can make an investigation roll or something, just to pick up a map or find information regarding either like large tradeways coming from the north, or where nobles like to have their trade come through, whether it's like standardized, maybe it is just standard, like trade comes through normal routes.
Trade comes through normal routes. Like, if it was coming in, it would probably be stored in one of the big warehouses, or probably, normally there's like 5 or 6 main warehouses, but they may be tricky and put it somewhere else to keep it safe. But yeah, it's just, they would be coming in by one of the normal trade routes. There's thousands of people, thousands of cars that come in every day by one of the 3 or 4 poles in the walls of the city.
Alright. Cool.
Oh.
And I'll go back to rest, and then I'll meet my friend in the morning.
Cool. That's fine. Now, this morning, okay, the sun rises as usual. I want you guys to think carefully about what you're carrying. Remember what inventory items you are carrying. So double check your inventories, so we don't get any more not remembering to bring torch malarkeys. As you do so, I should point out that Duke, you're woken by your butler again. There's a knock on the door.
What is it?
Sorry to bother you, my liege, but we have a message from another member of the nobility.
A separate one?
Completely unrelated, my lord.
Okay. Leave it with me. And I'll read it immediately this time.
It's from, Dear Duke Driscoll, Baron Carpheus Wraithbone, collector of rare and unusual animals, requests your assistance in the collection of a missing specimen. Please turn up at your nearest possible convenience.
Oh, the quests are piling up.
Yeah. That's Baron Carpheus Wraithbone. I'm going to just post that.
Oh, I do like animals, but that will have to wait.
Cool.
I'm going to do my equip some spells.
Okay.
before I leave, do some chanting. It'll take because I'm only level 2. It'll only take 10 minutes to do all of them. So I'll equip Detect Magic, Mage Armor, Shield, Thunderwave, and Fog Cloud.
Good question. How does the mage armor thing work, Chris? Is that like all day, or do you have to like turn it on and it just appears around you? What is this?
I'll get the specifics of the spell. I know it's quite simple. It lasts a good while. I think it's like an 8-hour spell.
Yeah, I think I'd have to.
Wow! I opened the book
it
immediately on the right page. That's impressive.
Nice.
It lasts 8 hours. All it does is it increases his armor class.
Okay.
Essentially, what the spell
do I
actually
have
does.
To activate? Do I have to trigger the 8-hour period?
You do.
Or does it start from when I equip it? Yeah. Okay, in that case, I won't use it yet. I'm just.
Yeah, it costs a spell slot. Specifically, what it is doing is it makes your armor class 13 plus your dexterity modifier. So whatever that total is your total armor class.
That's why it's 16.
Yeah.
Okay. So that plus, if I also use the shield spell, although that only lasts a turn, I think, but still, that should help me survive a little longer.
Just so you understand with the shield spell as well, during every round of combat, you have what's called a reaction.
Okay.
Which you can use. So ideally, the way the shield spell works is someone goes to attack you. You can use a reaction to cast the shield spell. I actually think it says it on the spell to temporarily increase your armor class by that score to deflect the attack. Essentially. That said, they could still roll higher than that shield, and it won't matter.
So you don't have to use it once and lose it forever. You can. Okay.
You do lose it.
I'll do that.
So that armor class only lasts when it's activated. The idea is like someone, I don't know, imagine someone shoots at you with a bow, and the arrow is coming towards you. You put up a shield and it deflects the arrow, and then the shield goes away. You can just imagine it's sort of like that. I don't know if that's good enough or not, but it's essentially the way the spell works. Although I think it says that lasts for the rest of your turn or the rest of the round. Why can I not remember the alphabet? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, P, Q, R, S.
Not at all. That mnemonic is the only sensible way to do it.
Yeah. So essentially, for that round of combat, you have plus 5 AC. So you could be attacked at the very beginning of the round and use it as a reaction, and then you would have plus 5 armor class all the way until the round resets. The round ends when it gets... No.
Sorry, just quick question. No one can hear my music, can they?
Yeah.
Just tell me when you guys are ready.
That's cool. You take no damage from magic missile when you use shield. I wasn't aware of that. That was all I was going to explain with it, just so you could use it fully to get the most benefit.
Right. Okay. Just tell me when you guys are ready.
Yeah. So I've got the spells. We're not anticipating going into darkness at this point, are we?
No. I just don't want to make sure that everyone has all their stuff. Also, do keep in mind you have an unidentified potion of gooey gunkness. You have this. You have an oily substance that was in a bottle that you found off the fish creature that was in the sewers. Right. Okay. Cool. Just right. So I assume you go to the fountain as you said you would.
I'll already be there because I guess I live over near the docks in some dingy little apartment, more or less. It's barely an apartment. So I'll already be there, and as Driscoll appears, good morning, my friend.
Hello. You beat me here.
Of course. I know this place like the back of my hand.
I'm glad one of us does. Can't say I get around here very much. Now, I don't know who we're looking for in this circus, so I suppose we'll just have to speak to everyone we can.
As you're talking, it's a very busy street. There's carts going by. There's like on horseback. There's horses going around. There's occasionally you see a gold pauldron minding his own business. There's kids throwing coins into the fountain. Right? And nearby you see the circus. There's clowns like there's a mime in the street like miming things, like he's miming himself getting hit by a sword and falling to the ground. And there's clowns like handing out balloons. And I assume we're all in Albert. Let's load up the appropriate map. And I'm just going to load you boys in. Here they are. Here's your stat. Here's your token. Here's your token. Right, there we go. And okay. You boys with us?
Just loading.
Talking, but okay, cool.
Yeah, it's... Oh, well, the bar is 80% of the way along the top. So if that's right, then it should be done very, very soon.